What is Sylvester Stallone's net worth and salary? The richest boxer in the world? Stay tuned to learn more about the lives of rich people. Hello dear friends. Sylvester Stallone is an American actor, screenwriter, producer and director with a fortune of $400 million. Sylvester Stallone is one of the most famous and beloved action stars of all times. After gaining superstar status with Rocky, Stallone became one of the highest-paid action stars of the 1980s and 1990s. He wrote and produced several highly successful franchises, including Rocky, Rambo and The Unstoppable. As of this video, Stallone's films have brought in more than $4 billion in worldwide revenue. Unlike most Hollywood stars, Sylvester has written, produced and directed many of his major franchise films. Wages. After writing the script for Rocky in just 3 days, Stallone had several studios interested in his project. United Artists was the lead, but they wanted him to be the main vehicle of Robert Redford's James Caan. He ruthlessly pressured the film's producers, Irving Winkler and Robert Chartoff, to let him star in the film. He agreed to a reduced salary of $23,000 per film. Today, that's about $110,000. The movie made $225 million on a budget of $1 million. In 1982, he made $3.5 million for First Blood. The following year, he made $10 million, the inflationary equivalent of $25 million, and got his first producer credit for Staying Alive. He earned $4 million and became the second producer on 1984's Mountain Crunch. The following year, he earned $12 million and another producer credit for Rocky IV. He earned another $12 million for Over the Top. Stallone earned $17.5 million for Daylight, $20 million for Behind the Wheel, and another $20 million for ICU. Between 1970s and 2012 alone, Sylvester Stallone made $300 million on base movie salaries alone. After adjusting for inflation, his earnings during that period alone were roughly $500 million in today's dollars. Career. Stallone's first starring role was in Party at Kitty's, a soft adult film that he explains he made in desperation after being evicted from his apartment. He was paid $200 for 2 days of work. His first few film roles were minor ones, including an unlisted role in Woody Allen's 1971 film Bananas. He was also interested in writing screenplays, and in 1975, inspired by seeing Muhammad Ali fly against Chuck Wepner, he wrote a screenplay about a struggling misfit thug with ambitions of becoming a professional boxer. Stallone reportedly refused to sell the script unless he was the star of the movie. He held out until he found Irving Winkler and Robert Chartoff, two producers who agreed to let him play the lead role of Rocky Balboa. In 1976, Rocky came out. Stallone immediately gained A-list status and worldwide fame for his lead role. The film was a critical and box office hit, earning $117 million at the box office and 10 Academy Award nominations. It was nominated for the Best Film over other now classic films such as All the President's Men, Network and Taxi Driver, but ultimately Rocky won. It also won awards for Best Director and Best Film Editing. Rocky II was released in 1979, followed by 2 more in the 80s, and Stallone continued to enjoy box office success. In 1982, Stallone produced another critical and box office success, playing the role of John Rambo in the action film Rambo: The First Blood. The first film was followed by 3 sequels. In preparation for both his roles as Rocky and Rambo, he followed an incredibly vigorous workout program. 2 workouts a day, 6 days a week, and more exercise in the evenings. He lowered his body fat percentage to a record low of 2.8% for the third installment of Rocky. In 1987, Stallone's popularity began to decline when he starred in Over the Top, which flopped at the box office and received little critical attention. In the 90s, he released Rocky V, which was another box office disappointment. He tried to make films in the comedy genre, but was met with critical and commercial failures in the form of the early 90s Oscars and Stop or My Mom Shoots. Stallone enjoyed a brief career warm-up with 1993's Cliffhanger, which grossed $117 million, and 1996's daylight, but by the early 2000s, he was playing through a string of box office disappointments and critical disappointments. Stallone took a 3-year break and returned in 2006 with the 6th Rocky film. He wrote, directed, and starred in the critically acclaimed Rocky Balboa, which had a budget of $24 million and worldwide grosses of $155.7 million. He also reprised his role as Rambo in the 4th installment of that series, Rambo. In 2010, he wrote, directed, and starred in the successful film Unstoppable, which immediately took the top spot at the box office in its opening weekend. A sequel was released in 2012 and received similarly positive reviews and took first place at the box office. In 2015, Stallone added another chapter to the Rocky series with a spin-off, Creed. Directed by Ryan Coogler, the film focused on Adonis Creed, played by Michael B. Jordan, son of Rocky's rival Apollo Creed. Stallone received wide acclaim and his 3rd Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor. Creed 2, released in 2018, also received positive reviews and $35.3 million in its first weekend. The 5th Rambo film was released on September 20, 2019 and grossed $91 million at the worldwide box office. Other ventures. Sylvester founded Balboa Productions with Braden Aftergood in March 2018. The studio has an extensive production schedule, including Creed 2, Rambo 5, and The Expendables 4. Stallone has also sung the soundtracks to many movies. He recorded the theme to Gonna Fly Now for the first Rocky and Take Me Back for Rocky 4. In addition, he performed duets with Dolly Parton in their 1984 film Mountain Crunch. He is also a boxing promoter, and his company is called Tiger Eye Productions. Personal life. In 1974, Sylvester Stallone married Sasha Chuck. They had 2 sons, Sage Moonblood, who died of heart disease at the age of 36, and Sergio. Stallone and Chuck divorced in 1985. Stallone was married to Bridget Nielsen from 1985 to 1997. Sylvester married Jennifer Flavin in 1997. They had 3 daughters, Sophie, 16, and Scarlett. On August 24, 2022, it was revealed that Jennifer had filed for divorce from Sylvester. The divorce was finalized in Palm Beach County, Florida. Real estate. In 1999, Sylvester sold his home in Coconut Grove, Florida for $16 million. For the past several decades, Sylvester's primary residence has been a luxury mansion in a gated complex atop Beverly Hills called Beverly Park. His property covers 3.5 acres and includes a 20,000 square foot home. Among his immediate neighbors are Eddie Murphy, Mark Wahlberg, and Denzel Washington. Similar homes have recently sold for $40 million to $70 million. In January 2021, it was reported that Sylvester was putting the house up for sale for a staggering $130 million. In August 2021, he lowered the price to $85 million. In December 2021, Sylvester accepted an offer of $58 million. The buyer was Adele, and it was the highest price ever paid for a home in Beverly Park. In January 2010, Sylvester and his wife Jennifer Flavin paid $4.5 million for a vacation home in La Quinta, California. This house has been tried to sell several times since 2014. By 2016, the price was even reduced to $3,625,000, but no buyer was ever found. They finally sold the house in May 2020 for $3,100,000. In December 2020, Sylvester paid $35,400,000 for the 1.5-acre property with a 13,000 square foot mansion in Palm Beach, Florida. The sellers of the property made nearly $10 million in profit from sales, having bought the property in 2018 for $26 million. In February 2022, Sylvester paid $18,200,000 for a 2.26-acre estate in Hidden Hills, California. Unfortunately, in August 2022, this house brought Slice some negative headlines when it was discovered that the house used an ungodly amount of water. In May 2022 and June 2022, the facility exceeded its monthly water allocation by 195,000 gallons and 230,000 gallons respectively. In their defense, Stallone stated that the site has over 500 mature trees that need constant watering or they will die and become extremely dangerous for the fire. If Stallone exceeded his allotment by 150% in 4 full months, the local water department reserved the right to place a restrictor on the water before it entered the property. The 13 cars in Sylvester Stallone's collection. There is no doubt that Sylvester Stallone loves cars, and that love is reflected in many of his movies. The collection of cars that Sylvester Stallone owns is quite impressive and ranges from rare exotic to a customized Ford Mustang model of the latest model. Sylvester Stallone is a man who very rarely appears in public, so when he is seen in town, everyone notices his one-of-a-kind car choices. The Bugatti Veyron. With a whopping $1,700,000 price tag, the Bugatti Veyron is one of the most expensive production cars on the road. New Sylvester Stallone is more or less known as a lover of muscle cars, but he has since added one of these heavy-duty sports cars to his collection. Owning a Bugatti Veyron is so expensive that according to Car and Driver, it costs about $20,000 to change the oil in one of these bad boys. If it's not scary enough, the car apparently depreciates by a whopping $1,500 for every 1,000 miles the car has driven. 2016 Mercedes-Benz G550. Sylvester Stallone has been known to quietly make his way through the beautiful Hollywood hills of Southern California, and one of his latest car purchases is a 2016 Mercedes-Benz G550. The 2016 Mercedes-Benz G550 has a whopping $124,595 price tag and is one of the most expensive Mercedes-Benz models currently being produced. The Mercedes-Benz G550 is known for its legendary off-road performance and abilities, as well as an ultra-luxury interior that gives the car a unique look that other luxury SUVs on the market cannot match. The Ferrari 612 Scaglietti, $210,000. The Ferrari 612 Scaglietti is an outstanding sports car for many reasons and is definitely worth adding to anyone's collection. According to Car and Drive magazine, the Ferrari 612 Scaglietti is a notable Ferrari model in at least one aspect, because it actually has a fully functional rear seat with enough room for a 6-foot-tall person to ride comfortably in the back. The Ferrari 612 Scaglietti is also much more balanced with a powerful but quiet V12 engine that delivers both performance and positive driver feedback. You don't usually see that in a heavy-duty sports car. The Ferrari 612 Scaglietti is certainly one of the most unique cars in Stallone's collection. If you want us to make a full video with a breakdown of all the cars from Sylvester Stallone's collection, write in the comments, we'll be sure to read them.